rumors are true. Mayorga's getting into cacao, and we're really excited about it. And as promised, we're going to show you the full process, the full quality process from when we get a sample of beans. We do a cut test to determine fermentation, and then we taste it, and then we roast it, and then we taste it again. So it's all fun stuff. So what we're going to start with is the cut test. I have a sample of 100 beans here, and we're literally just going to cut them all to determine the level of fermentation based on what we see. So this bean is a nice uniform brown color, and the rivets are nice and deep. So this bean looks like a properly fermented bean to me. If it were more of a violet color, or if there weren't those ridges, then it would have been under fermented, and if the ridges were too deep, it would have been over fermented. So this was a great example to cut into. So I'm gonna go ahead and continue this off camera and finish all 100 of these beans, and then stay tuned, because we're gonna come back, we're gonna get another sample of the same set, and we're gonna roast it. So that's the fun part. And now that we've done all our raw testing, we're gonna roast a sample. We're gonna drop around 300, so we're just waiting for it to warm up a little more. Have our 500 grams of cacao up on top, waiting to be dropped. And when we get to temp, we're gonna drop, and we're gonna record our roast curve, and we're gonna take it for hopefully about 10 minutes. We're at 266 and 1045. Let's take them out and get the air going, airflow. All right, looks good, smells good. We have a few that broke, but that's all right. It's to be expected since we're using a coffee roaster, which rotates faster than a cacao roaster. So now that we're all roasted and the cacao is cool enough to handle, I'm just hand winnowing it, a process of removing the husk from the cacao. So I'm just very gently cracking the husk away, so then we can have some beautiful nibs, and tomorrow we can turn it into chocolate. Okay, now for the fun part. We have our little tabletop melanger. Just very simple. It's a granite slab on the bottom with granite rollers and then some scrapers. So we're gonna throw our nibs in here, and it's really just gonna crush and shear the chocolate so that the particles are so small that our tongues don't register it, and it tastes like nice smooth chocolate, or in here where it's warm, it'll even be a liquid. And we have our nibs from yesterday, and we're gonna throw them in. Let's do this. We're just doing a little bit at a time. We don't want to overload the melanger, so whenever it slows, I just sort of give it time to crush that up, and then I'll put a little more in. All right, this is what it looks like with all of our nibs just put in. We're at time 0 right now, and we'll check back in about half an hour. We're right around the 30-minute mark. Things are getting tasty and delicious, but it's still a little grainy. So we're gonna let this run. We are now at a little over 3 hours. Our chocolate looks beautiful and liquidy, wonderfully smooth. We're gonna let it keep running. So we are all done with our melanging. I actually ended up letting it run for 24 hours. And I just dumped it out, mostly into this cup and a little bit right onto a silicone cutting board to let it dry and kind of turn into a bar. So the next step is I'm going to taste it as this 100% chocolate, also known as cocoa liquor, and taste it and profile it, and that is the final step in the quality assessment.